historically, London has been the breeding ground for very cutting-edge fashion. What's happened in the last 5 years is just this movement of designers, rather than just one or two, who are making beautiful clothes, but it is a very difficult city to survive. So what we're doing, what we're awarding tonight, is, a good bit of money it's like a seed fund, to help them develop their next collection. Whether or not they decide to put it towards fabric, equipment, a show production, it's really up to them.
Look, you're at the Dorchester. You don't get much more luxurious than Dorchester and all of their other locations. So it's kind of a key to that world of that shopper. The customer that stays here and dines here is the customer that will be buying these clothes.
That's one of the first things I noticed when I looked up the Dorchester Prize and started looking into the application, was the incredible panel of jury.
I know, it's such an honour. I don't really get starstruck, but definitely with the panel, fashion royalty.
The fact that they've gotten people from different areas of the industry, people who have worked in different categories, whether that be modelling or designing or shoe designing, or being a muse, or being a couture legend like Daphne Guinness. It's really a well-rounded group of people. So
oh, this is great! Almost like a circus thing. I love it.
I think they're all very different, actually. All very unique. Very different to each other, and all have something about them that that they are going to be very successful. They are successful already, actually, but they are going to be. They have the potential to go further.
Part of the theme of the collection is creating a silhouette that's only really seen in 3 dimension, or only seen from angles apart from the front view. So a lot of the standard runway imagery doesn't really describe the silhouette completely. You really have to be there and see the clothes to understand it.
My focus is print with florals, but always looking at, from the outset, it's like kind of very elegant, traditional English floral, but when you look up close, the roses are actually made of metal, or the petals are made of fish fins, or there's some quirks, so you actually look at them once or twice and then you realise that the flowers aren't actually what they seem. So
I always very much start with the traditional side of things, and then what I've tried to do is just to incorporate a bit of technology and processes and techniques borrowed from other disciplines like architecture and like product design, like jewellery.
I think that I treat knitwear as a fashion line. I always said, why can't I be the next Missoni? There's hundreds of women's wear designers that come around, and I think knitwear is treated, or should be treated, in the same way. It's basically just one step further of creating your own fabrics.
My collections have always been quite thematic, so it's always a theme taken from art and design, and something that you wouldn't be necessarily able to wear if it were real, but placed on the body through my prints. And it's always been an icon of luxury, so it's either been perfume bottles or blown glass, or it's in century portraiture this season interiors, and I think that goes hand in hand with the aesthetic and the philosophy of the Dorchester collection, and the woman who'd be staying in one of those hotels, because it's all about luxury and bespoke design, and actually something quite unique, I hope.
Please join me in congratulating Thomas Tate.
What an incredible couture mind, and he will come up one of the few couturiers